Listen, if I told you that the difference between a weak erection and a rock-solid one comes down to what you're drinking every morning, you'd probably think I'm overselling it. But after 17 years as a urologist, I've watched this simple four-ingredient drink change more men's intimate lives than any medication I've ever prescribed. The crazy part? It takes 2 minutes to make, and results start showing up in as little as 2 hours. I'm Dr. Olivia Brooks, and today I'm breaking down exactly what goes in this drink, how it works in your body, and why it's the first thing I recommend to every man over 40 who walks into my clinic with performance concerns. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. I read every single one. The real problem. Nobody's talking about that feeling. Lying in bed, noticing things aren't firing the way they used to. The automatic morning erection you had at 35 becomes something you have to think about at 50. The anxiety creeps in, and then that anxiety itself becomes the problem. Most men think, this is just aging. That's not true. What's actually happening is called endothelial dysfunction. After 40, most men produce roughly 50% less nitric oxide than they did in their 20s. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. Less of it means less blood flow, and less blood flow means weaker erections, lower energy, slower recovery, and that 3 p.m. brain fog. The good news? This is reversible, and this drink is the fastest, most reliable way to start. Ingredient number 1, beet juice, the foundation. Beet juice is loaded with dietary nitrates. Here's what happens the moment you drink it. Bacteria on your tongue break those nitrates into nitrite. Your stomach acid converts nitrite into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide tells the smooth muscle inside your blood vessels to relax and expand. More expansion, less resistance, more blood rushing through at full force. Here's the most important part for men over 40. Your body's natural nitric oxide system, the one you were born with, degrades with age. The beet nitrate pathway is a completely separate system. It doesn't care how old you are. It's a fresh bypass around the aging engine. 8 ounces of beet juice daily, either fresh squeezed or organic store, bought with no additives. Ingredient number 2, raw cacao, the accelerator. This is the ingredient that fascinates me most, and it's the one most men never hear about. Your body has an enzyme called PDE5. Its job is to destroy the relaxation signal in your blood vessels, a molecule called cyclic GMP, the very signal that keeps your vessels open and blood flowing. Think of it this way. Beet juice is pressing the gas pedal. PDE5 is hitting the brakes at the same time. Here's the key point. The medications like Viagra work by blocking PDE5. That's literally how they work. Raw cacao powder contains flavanols that naturally inhibit PDE5. Not as powerfully as a pharmaceutical, but significantly enough that when you combine it with the nitric oxide boost from beet juice, something remarkable happens. You're pressing the gas harder while cutting the brakes. The relaxation signal builds instead of being wiped out immediately, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. And this is non-negotiable. Raw cacao only, not processed cocoa powder, not baking chocolate. Processing destroys the flavanols entirely. Raw cacao is available online or at most health food stores. James came to me at 55, 5 years of erectile dysfunction, 2 medications he had to stop because of side effects. He was done trying. I put him on this protocol. 6 weeks later, he called my office and said, I got my marriage back. That's what cutting the brakes does. Ingredient number 3, ginger, the flow regulator. Opening your blood vessels is half the battle, but if the blood flowing through them is too thick and sluggish, you've opened the highway and filled it with traffic. After 40, blood naturally becomes more viscous. Platelets get stickier, a protective mechanism your body developed, but one that actively fights against good circulation. Fresh ginger root contains compounds called gingerols that reduce platelet clumping and keep blood at its ideal consistency. Ginger also reduces inflammation inside the vessels themselves, so you're not just moving blood better, you're healing the roads it travels on. 1 to 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger root. And yes, it must be fresh. Dried powder from the spice aisle has a fraction of the active gingerols. One patient of mine spent 2 weeks getting no results with dried powder. He switched to fresh ginger, and 3 weeks later, he was genuinely surprised. "Doc, I didn't believe a plant could do this." Ingredient number 4, lemon, the converter. This is the ingredient that unlocks everything else. The conversion of nitrates to nitric oxide in your stomach depends heavily on acidity. After 40, stomach acid naturally decreases, which means without intervention, a significant percentage of those beet juice nitrates pass through your system completely unused. You might only be getting 30 to 40% of the benefit. Fresh lemon juice solves this instantly. 1 whole lemon creates the ideal acidic environment, dramatically improving the conversion rate, potentially doubling or tripling the nitric oxide your body actually extracts from the same glass of beet juice. Vitamin C in the lemon also acts as a secondary catalyst, accelerating the reaction and protecting the nitric oxide from free radical damage. Fresh squeezed only. Not the bottled stuff sitting in your fridge for a month. Not lemon concentrate. Fresh. Squeeze it yourself. It makes a real difference. I had a patient named Gary, 64, who had been drinking beet juice for 2 weeks with 0 results. I asked if he was adding lemon. He wasn't. He was skeptical 1 lemon would matter. By week 3, after adding it, morning erections returning. By week 6, his wife said he was like a different man. 1 lemon. The complete formula: 8 Oz beet juice, fresh or organic, no additives. 1 to 2 TBSP raw cacao powder, 1 to 2 TSP fresh grated ginger root. Juice of 1 whole fresh lemon. Blend it, shake it, add ice if you want. Under 2 minutes, start to finish. The flavor is earthy from the beet and cacao, bright from the lemon with a gentle kick from the ginger. Most men actually enjoy it once they get used to it. You can also make a batch at the start of the week, stays stable in mason jars for up to 5 days. What to expect? Acute effects kick in within 2 hours. Firmer erections, more energy. That effect can carry through a full day, but the real power is cumulative. After 4 weeks of daily use, your endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, starts structurally repairing itself. New blood vessel branches grow. Your vascular system rebuilds its own ability to produce nitric oxide. By weeks 8 to 12, men consistently report feeling normal again. Not just better, normal. Like they're 35. Energy improved, recovery faster, cognitive function sharper. One critical warning: do not use antibacterial mouthwash within 2 hours of drinking this. The bacteria on your tongue are the first step in the nitrate conversion chain. Antibacterial rinse kills them. And you get 0 benefit. Regular toothpaste is fine. Just skip the antiseptic mouthwash. Quick science backing. Beetroot nitrates improving endothelial function and nitric oxide availability within 2 to 4 hours. Established, replicated across multiple clinical trials. Nitric oxide and erectile function, documented in hundreds of studies. The pathway is fully understood. Cacao flavonols inhibiting PDE5. Peer-reviewed research confirms measurable PDE5 inhibition. Ginger reducing platelet aggregation, well documented, used by athletes for exactly this reason. Acidic environments improving nitrate bioavailability, confirmed. Your stomach pH directly affects conversion efficiency. When you stack all 4 together, you're attacking the blood flow problem from 4 angles simultaneously. That's why the results are more consistent than any single ingredient alone. A final note: most men dealing with this have already tried pills with side effects, supplements that did nothing, or just accepted it as aging. This drink works where those things don't because it addresses the actual root cause, blood flow. You're not forcing an artificial response. You're giving your body the raw materials to do what it was designed to do. That's why the results feel sustainable. That's why men stick with it. Give it 30 days of consistency. Watch your morning erections, your energy, your performance, your mood. After 30 days, you'll have enough data to know. And I'm confident you're going to want to keep going. If this was helpful, hit like and subscribe. I put out practical, science-based content every week for men over 40. And share this with someone who needs it. Sometimes the best thing you can give another man is information that actually works. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. If you take blood thinners, blood pressure medications, or have existing cardiovascular conditions, consult your physician before starting. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.